This is Wiggum from Reddit Omega, bringing you a recap of war number 204. We were matched up against a random Chinese level 7 clan, and it's unfortunate that they kind of gave up toward the end because they had some good attacks first round, and it's always nice to see how your bases are going to hold up, but we got out to a pretty big lead, and it was pretty insurmountable, so I can understand why. In looking at the map, you'll note that we had a little trouble with their Town Hall 10s. Did well with Town Hall 9s. We left 2 stars there, but not too big of a deal. They had decent bases, and I'm going to show you 7 attacks from this war. So quite a few, but good attacks for various reasons, and we'll see why. We're going to start with Jammata on their number 3. Now, Jammata is Town Hall 10, and I should note that Jammata is the clan leader of Reddit Omega, so I better be nice here. Jammata, as you can see from his composition, has dragons. And so this base sets up very well for dragons because the air defenses are somewhat irrelevant. If you can take out 2 air defenses, you can basically dragon 2/3 of the base and pick up an easy 2 stars. So that's what's going to happen here. We're going to start with a lure, pick off these loons. I'm not sure if that's necessary when you're doing dragons. You know, they can deal with the clan castle quite well, pretty much no matter what it is. Then what he's going to do is he's going to drop a giant, some wall breakers, open up this compartment to create a path into this air defense and into this archer queen. So his golem's wandering a little bit, but it's tanking the dragon as his wizard takes it down, so that's useful. Goes ahead and breaks into that compartment at the perfect time so that his queen and king route into there. Quite important. King is going to go dispense of the archer queen very quickly, and while this is happening, Jammata has used lightning to take out one of the air defenses, and now can begin dragons. So with 10 level 5 dragons, they're going to do a lot of damage. Now, I'm not sure if this currently isn't really a 3-star strategy at Town Hall 10, but with the addition of another dark spell, I'm wondering if it's going to be more feasible, because you should be able to take out another air defense and still have a rage spell. So it could be possible to take out 3, maybe even 4 air defenses with your kill squad and with your spells, and then your dragons would have pretty much free reign on the base. You'll notice Inferno Towers don't actually do a lot to dragons, particularly when they're under a rage spell. They chew through those high hit point buildings very quickly. That Inferno Tower just drops. The air skeletons do slow them down a little bit. They are going to get distracted somewhat by the Barbarian King, or at least a few of them are. But you'll note from the percentage here and from the Town Hall going down that this is a very solid 2-star. So the dragons are going to be taken out. The sweeper's pretty annoying. Fortunately, there's a rage to path them back into damage range quickly. They're going to die right here, and Jammata's left with a couple of wizards to try to pick up percentage. It's always important at Town Hall 10 to try to keep some troops in reserve with a specific idea of taking out some buildings for percentage. And so with a very solid 72% 2-star, achieved his goal. So nice attack, and I really think that dragons have more of a role than we currently see in 2-starring at Town Hall 10. Okay, next attack we're going to see is my attack. This was a fresh attack on their number 6. And you'll note this is a variant of the PCB, or the popular Chinese base. And it's because we're going to run into this a couple of times in attacks, I want to point out a couple of things. Usually you have giant bombs on 2 sides and you have Teslas on the other 2 sides, but there are other different configurations that you can run into. You can see outside Teslas sometimes. Sometimes in videos against PCBs, you'll see 1 or 2 outside Teslas to kind of mess with golem pathing, although with the outside defenses here, I didn't anticipate an outside Tesla, except maybe over here by this builder hut and mortar. And you're trying to anticipate if your kill squad is going to be able to get some double giant bombs. It's very important when you're hogging. So what I'm planning here, I had a number of different options to get to this queen. I could have gone in from this side, could have gone in from this side. I chose to go in from this direction right here, because I really thought that there was going to be a double giant bomb between this mortar and X-bow, simply because giant bombs near X-bows are pretty common, and also the way this is kind of routed, particularly with this dark elixir storage, tells me that this person really wants my hogs to path into this spot right here. So I anticipated a double giant bomb there, and my goal was to get my kill squad to take that out and then hog around it. So I have a standard shattered GoHo here. This is my standard GoHo composition when I need a wall break. When I don't need a wall break, I usually cut the wall breakers and a wizard and add 2 more hogs. So I go 30 hogs, 10 wizards. You'll notice the funnel's quite quick. I go ahead and drop a test wall breaker just in case. Now, I actually drop my Barbarian King after the compartment I want him to path into is already down, but fortunately he does path in there anyway. My Archer Queen does as well, but instead of, she takes out this dragon, which is useful. My Barbarian King dispenses with the Archer Queen with the jump very quickly, and I've gone ahead and started hogging. Now, I made a mistake here in hindsight. I did not poison these loons. I just assumed my queen would kill them, but they're still not dead. They took out my Barbarian King. They are taking out my Golem. They're too slow to really take out my hogs, so I'm not worried about that. And I'm healing where the double giant bomb might be, and I hope to spring that 1 bomb at a time, otherwise I get bacon. There wasn't a double giant bomb there. My queen finally takes out the loons. They were up about 25 seconds too long. Now, there was a giant bomb, a single in the center, which lined up well with where I wanted to heal anyway. I have taken out 1 double giant bomb, so there is only 1 more single giant bomb left in this base. And with 1 heal spell going right in the middle where all those point defenses are, I have no worries. Gone ahead and dropped cleanup troops. You see all around the base I have wizards, focusing primarily on the sides of the base where my hogs are not. My hogs, they benefit from the last ticks of that heal while they're tanking the Barbarian King. That's always nice. My Archer Queen did die to a Tesla at the very end before my hogs could get over there and dispense with it. That's unfortunate, but I have too much DPS left alive and only 1 giant bomb, and that's not going to be able to stop everything that I have up right now. So there are some high hit point storages, but wizards are going to take out 1, and then archers are actually going to take out another, and then the hogs will take care of the 1 remaining. And I dropped the poison at the end because there were no ground skeletons. I was saving it for ground skeletons in case they popped up, but they didn't. So I dropped a frustrated poison at the end, which actually shows that I should have dropped the poison on those loons a lot earlier. Okay, next attack I want to show is Bootchalk attacking their number 7. This was a fresh hit also. Now, whenever we craft a war plan like this, anytime you get fresh 3-star attacks, it really helps facilitate your cleanup by quite a bit. It just closes those bases out, takes them out of contention. So here Boot attacks from an angle or from a side that's going to allow him to get a great jump. You see his jump goes into 4 compartments. Anytime you can get that kind of value with a jump, you have to strongly consider it. So his golems path over into 1 compartment. They set off 1 giant bomb. His Archer Queen is currently killing the Barbarian King, which is not ideal. She's not taking out the clan castle, but you can't have everything. The opposing Archer Queen is already down, and Bootchalk's Barbarian King's at full health. He goes ahead and starts his hogging, even though the CC isn't down yet, and that's just fine. So his king sets off a 2nd giant bomb, and now his hogs only have to contend with 1 more giant bomb. Goes ahead and heals on that wizard tower, which turned out to be useful because there was a single there, so he anticipated a potential bomb spot there, and fairly high damage taken from that wizard tower. Now you notice he's got a 3rd golem. He did a stoned GoHo, whereas I did a shattered, and we had attacked similar bases. We had similar results. It just goes to show that there are multiple possible ways to attack this style of base. So his 3rd golem actually got a lot of tanking value. He tanked a Tesla, tanked an X-bow, really allowed his hogs to swing over to the other side without too much of an issue. And you know what, unlike me, his Archer Queen's still alive and still at full health, which means that this cleanup is going to go very quickly. So, great attack. Next is Tito attacking their number 11. Now this base has a pretty big moat, and the Teslas and giant bombs are all in there somehow, some way. And when you're attacking it fresh, You're not entirely sure where those are, so what he does is he goes for a stone GoHos. So he creates a pretty wide funnel, goes and drops his queen on that high hit point DE storage, and then he's going to wall break his way in. And now he drops his third golem that he had in reserve. So all of his golems are now pathing straight up the middle into this hole that he's created. He go ahead and drops his Barbarian King. Okay, so 2 Teslas spawned. He's going to go ahead and drop a jump spell here pretty soon. So he's got quad Teslas there. His golems and Barbarian King are taking those out. His Archer Queen is taking out the CC along with a couple of raged wizards, so he used a rage spell there, very prudent. And he's gone ahead and started his hogs. Now you notice his hogs are skirting around where those potential giant bombs are. So one gets set off, damages hogs somewhat, the other gets set off by a golemite, and the other 2 were cleared by golemites on the other side. So all of the double giant bombs, or all the giant bombs, have been neutralized, and I don't think he lost a single hog from them. And from here, his hogs are just going to sweep across the base in a very straightforward fashion. He's got both heroes alive, even though he only has 2 cleanup wizards plus some kill squad wizards that stayed alive. These hogs are going to rip through things along with his hero supporting it. So 1 gold storage was out of reach of the wizards, which is going to require the hogs to path back in there. So it slows it down slightly, but frankly this was a very fast, very clean, fresh hit. So nice work from Tito, who had a 6-star war. Okay, next is ManekiNekoNiko, or Nikki or Nico. She goes by many names, but I call her Nikki, on their number 13. Now Nikki is doing a shattered GoHo. You notice that the Archer Queen is quite exposed, and she uses her golems to tank while she brings her Barbarian King in to kill her. She had a jump in reserve just in case. And after she takes down the CC, the Archer Queen's dead, the kill squad's still alive and is going to penetrate pretty far into the base, take out quite a few defenses, and she's gone ahead and started hogging. She used a giant to tank down in the southwest, but it's a straightforward hog. She has 3 heal spells. She goes ahead and drops 2 where a huge cluster of those defenses are. Very wise, particularly as she sets off 2 single giant bombs. The hogs are tanking the Barbarian King, which, you know, is somewhat trying for them, but there's so many hogs. The Barbarian King has to chase and just can't get to them all. And her Archer Queen is perfectly positioned for cleanup. Hogs are under heal as they take out that Barbarian King, and just look how many hogs she has left. Partly this is because she knew there were 4 single giant bombs, just because of the way the base is laid out. So pretty poor base design, but she exploits it beautifully through a very effective kill squad and good hog pathing and perfect heal placement. And it's just a very straightforward end. So great attack. Okay, next attack is Greedman on their number 18. Now, the thing I love the most about this attack, first, it's a cold-blooded GoHo as opposed to a shattered or a stone like we've seen. But I want you to watch this lure. Okay, so just a trickle of archers to bring the kill squad, or to bring the CC over to the side where he wants to drop his kill squad. And this may seem slow, it may seem wasteful, but it's actually very, very smart. Watch what he does here. One barbarian, and then another barbarian, then another barbarian. Look how he gets his barbarians to tank just perfectly for his 3 wizards. And he drops them in a staggered fashion so that the AoE attack from the opposing wizard is only hitting 1 at a time. So he preserves them, just streams them in. Then the golem tanks. He dropped 3 wizards to deal with that CC, and he only lost 1 of them. So for 1 wizard and some barbarians, he was, without even using his heroes, he was able to get a great result. Now he goes ahead and drops his Barbarian King to path him directly into the Archer Queen, sees her, takes out 1 giant bomb. That's lovely. That's a recurring theme tonight, kill squad getting a giant bomb. King dies, but that's okay. He's gone ahead and started his hogging. He's got his hogging set to kind of skirt his kill squad to try to keep them as alive as well as possible. Try to preserve that Archer Queen. So he sets off another single. Giant, that's going to tank a wizard tower, a cannon, and an archer tower. Whenever you can get a giant to tank a wizard tower in particular, it's very valuable. And you'll note that he has most of his hogs alive, sets off another single giant bomb. He has his last heal spell placed, perfectly placed over the remaining defenses. Archer Queen's still alive, skirting around the base, taking out things. Hogs are under heal when they turn their attention to the skeletons and to the Barbarian King. Plenty of hogs alive for cleanup, and the Archer Queen is also progressing around the base with wizards flanking the base from the opposite direction and hogs cutting through the middle, so it's very, very fast. Excellent attack. Very instructive lure and CC management. And last attack for tonight is TopKopp attacking their number 20. TopKopp had a 6-star war as well, and he's going with a La Lune attack. Now, this makes sense because those X-bows are set to ground, and you see that his kill squad can create a wide funnel and use some earthquake spells to access 2 more air defenses. So 2 air defenses down, the CC down, the Archer Queen down, and X-bows as a non-factor. It makes La Lune very important. Now, he does something I really like. He drops his golems and he starts his funnel before he casts Earthquake. Sometimes people open with Earthquake, and that's a waste of about 5 seconds of time that your troops might need for cleanup. So I always prefer seeing the golems go down and the funnel started before the Earthquake. There's plenty of time while the kill squad's doing its thing to drop those Earthquakes, as long as it's down before the golems, veer off to some other location. So he gets 2 air defenses down. He's going to go ahead and start his La Lune. Now, the La Lune deployment is perhaps not ideal. The Lune deployment is a little bit slow, and the hounds take quite a bit of damage before his Loons get into range, particularly with that sweeper. But he still has his Archer Queen up, taking out air skeletons. That's lovely. He has his Barbarian King's just died, but his Golemite has taken out the last sweeper. And he has a hound that's already soaked up all the bombs and mines going across the base. Well, one got a loon, but that's not a big deal. And his last hound dies, and his Archer Queen takes out the air defense at the same time. So from here on out, he's just got a couple of loons taking out the remaining point defense. His Archer Queen, unfortunately, is going to go down right here, doesn't get to participate in cleanup. But you see how his wizards and his pups are on the opposite side of the base of the loons? Sometimes what you see is you'll see pups taking out a building and then running to the next one, and the loons are just constantly trying to catch up. And it really slows down your cleanup. So it's really nice split there, having the loons taking out buildings, having the pups taking out buildings, and them converging on one another. So very smooth, very solid La Lune attack. Okay, well, those were the 7 attacks. I appreciate you sticking with us through all of them. I know it's quite a few, but we had some great attacks this war, and I wanted to showcase that. And I wanted to give a little plug for an event called Houston Live, which is being hosted this Saturday live in Houston. It's going to be streamed by Warren from One Hive, and there are some blurbs on that on the RWCS subreddit and on the Clash of Clans subreddit if you want some more information. And we're going to have participants from various Reddit War Clan system clans, including Dark, Omicron, One Hive is going to participate, Jake from One Hive is going to be there, and I'll be there representing Reddit Omega. So look for me in a Reddit Omega t-shirt on Warren's stream. Hope you enjoyed this video, and tune in next time for some more great attacks.